Hey guys, I'm Bet Cole, and make sure you stay tuned in because right now we're getting down and dirty into some good basketball. First off, I think we need to give a big congratulations and a big shout out to Bendigo Spirit and the Illawarra Hawks for taking out the Grand Final series and being crowned the champions for the 2024-2025 NBL and WNBL season. So good job, guys. And I know that feels good. So this leads me into some exciting news, which is the new ownership of the WNBL. So Basketball Australia, they're still going to own a minority interest, but now we have the NBL and the Wallamai Group, Capital Group, taking over. And as a player, this is super exciting. I just think it's time for change, and the time is now. We need to be up to date. We want more eyes on our games. We want more bums on seats. And not only do we want people to know about our brand of basketball and how good it is, but also get to know the athletes. We have such great role models within the league that so many kids can aspire to be. And look, we've seen how much Larry has improved the NBL in the last 10 years. So for him just being such a big reason for growth and change alongside a powerful woman like Robin Denholm, and just like things couldn't be more exciting. And the future of the WNBL just looks super bright. And I'm so glad that I get to be a part of it. So I think coming from a player, we are hoping that the more media and marketing exposure that we can get, for us, that's great. That's what we want. This means there's more bums on seats, more ticket sales. Again, there's more viewership on all of our games, watching through the TV or YouTube channels, whatever it is. But I want viewers to be more invested in the WNBL as well as the athletes and get to know our stories. Because as a player, I know when people are invested in us, when the fans are invested as you as a person, they get more invested in the club, in the game, and it's just a roll-on effect. And I just think it's such a big thing. We've been so great nationally. We've achieved so much as a nation, and I would just love all of the females in our league just to be more recognized and, get shout outs for all their hard work. And as well, just match all the other women's sports in the country that are excelling. And I think if we can be on a level with them, that's something that's going to be like super, super exciting. And then we have some breaking news, guys. I think this is going to be a good one. So this week, the Brisbane Bullets are revealing that they plan to enter a WNBL team in the 2026-2027 season. So as early as that. There hasn't been a WNBL team in the Queensland's capital for almost 30 years. That's a very long time. So I think this is great for the league, as well as these are some pretty good points I feel like I'm about to put up. One, who doesn't want to play in the Sunshine State? I'm telling you, people are going to sign, seal, deliver that contract. The fact you get to play basketball, you get to be by the beach, tick, tick, tick. Two, this means more jobs for Aussie women basketballs. This is great. This is another 12 to 15 people that get to sign a contract, to get to be on a team, get to develop their game. So that's huge. And then as well, this means more viewership. This is another game, another team that fans can now be a part of. So I think this is massive breaking news and something that's truly exciting. Now, while we're talking all things Aussie basketball, now I want to get to a young gun. The future is so bright for her, Georgia Amoore. So her college career has officially now ended as Kentucky have lost in the NCAA double tournament, which is super sad for her, but she's just done so much in her college career that she should be so proud of. And this is almost just the beginning. It's the finish line of college, but now it's the beginning of her senior career. So in light of that, I want to run through a few of her achievements. They're pretty impressive. So she was the first triple-double in Virginia Tech history. She led the Hokies to the first Atlantic Coast Conference title and Final Four appearance. She's the all-time assist leader for Virginia Tech with 656. She tied Kentucky record for most points in a game, which was 43. And she's a two-time first-team All-ACC and one-time first-team All-Southeastern Conference. So shout out G, because that is super impressive. And clearly this shows that this kid has such a bright future ahead of her. So I want to now look ahead to the 2025 draft, which is coming up real soon in April. So she is projected to be a first-round pick, which, you know, I think her stats, her achievements, that's proof. It says it all. But there has been some mock drafts, you know, put out there, and reportedly she might go, say, a 12th pick, which that's super high and super amazing. But, you know, there's obviously been talk about there, like what pick will she be, what team will she go to, and some potential teams that have been put out there are the Minnesota Lynx. So some say her skill set will just really suit the Lynx and their style of play. Potentially the New York Liberty could be a good fit just with her playmaking ability. She's obviously can pass the ball. She can, you know, run, be that general, that point guard that they need her to be. And at Liberty as well, the head coach, Sandy Brondello at the Liberty, is also the head coach of the Australian national team. So there could be some form of connection there. Then we have the LA Sparks. So she is a prolific scorer as well. The Sparks are now going through a bit of a change in their player roster. So they're looking at a 1-2. They've had a few players retire as well. So that also could be a potential good fit. But in the meantime, grab your popcorn, watch this space. We're all rooting for you, Georgia. But this draft is going to be something super exciting for Georgia herself, as well as just the, you know, Aussie basketball community. We're all going to get around her. And we love just seeing our Aussies do well. And it's going to be interesting. You know, some people ask, what's Georgia going to be up to, you know, once this draft happens? And obviously the draft will go ahead. She'll go to her team. She'll play for a season there. And then I think maybe she might come back to Australia. She's been gone for 5 years playing college basketball in the States. And, you know, sometimes you want to come back home, be around family, friends. She grew up in Ballarat. So, you know, does she decide, hey, I want to come back home, play in Australia, be with my family? You know, does she maybe want to sign for a Victorian team? Who knows? Because once you get into that senior career, going from, you know, the WNBA to Europe, and you keep doing that back and forth, it's tiring and it's grueling and it's long. So can't wait to see what she has going on for her in this next few months, because it's going to be exciting times ahead for her. And while we're talking all things WNBA, another couple of Aussie stars in Steph Talbot and Chloe Bibby, they have signed on with the Golden State Valkyries. So this is a really new team. They've just been announced. They'll be in this upcoming WNBA season. And it's just super exciting. The game is growing everywhere. And joining those two imports that we had in this WNBL season, in Veronica Burton with the Bendigo Spirit and Letitia Amahia, who was with the Perth Lynx. And what I find so funny, definitely I think people have joked that they're almost like the EuroLeague Valkyries. So they have so many European imports and players who are now coming and signing on, which is amazing. The Euro talent is honestly, it's out of this world, and it's been really impressive. So although all eyes will be on our Aussies, clearly, especially from over here, is with all these different players playing different brands and styles of basketball all over the world, how will this new team really build its chemistry How will they rock out in games? It's going to be definitely an eventful one for us. And what I'm really interested in as well is for the last Olympics, a lot of the Europeans, they had to step back. They didn't play in the WNBA, or they had to miss, multiple games because their national teams were so strict that they needed them to be back in the country and have that full preparation with their team. So I'm really interested, will they forgo some national team stuff? Or, will they have to go be back home? So will they have a full squad all the time? But the Valkyries, they're so exciting. We have a couple of our Aussies. Again, we're rooting for you. But this WNBA, there's been so much change around in the teams. I can't wait. Honestly, I was on my Instagram throughout this WNBL season, just reading the tea because so much change was going on. And while we're speaking about our Aussies in the WNBA, I just think it is so amazing how much more opportunity there is to get either, a training camp contract or a rostered spot. And we just currently have so many Aussies in the WNBA. So let's list them out. We have Sammy Whitcomb with the Phoenix Mercury, Beck Allen, Chicago Sky, Shanice Swain and Annalie Maley, both at the LA Sparks, Chloe Bibby and Steph Talbot, as we said, at the Golden State Valkyries, Jade Melbourne at the Washington Mystics, Alana Smith, Minnesota Lynx, and then Amy Atwell was with the Phoenix Mercury, but due to a knee injury, I think she will be missing this season, unfortunately. And then Christy Wallace with the Indiana Fever, although she is noted as being out for the 2025 season, and the Fever are still maintaining her rights. And then the last two we have are the young guns, Nadia Poch and Isabel Borlace, both at the Atlanta Dream. It is still unknown whether they will commit this season or they will wait it out one more year, develop their game in the WNBL. So I cannot wait to see, do one of them go? Do both of them go? That one's going to be a very interesting one. So big shout out to all the Aussies in the WNBA. It's going to be a massive season ahead. And I think this is a really good topic as well to finish up on is I think it is so exciting to see how many Aussies are in the WNBA now, but I think there just have been so many missed opportunities for Aussie players in previous years to make it into the WNBA. And again, whether that be a training camp contract, and you're getting a shot at potentially getting the gig, or you've signed on a roster spot. I just think now simply, times have changed. So way more Aussie kids are going to college. Therefore, the opportunity to get drafted is extremely higher, as well as we have such good WNBA imports now coming and wanting to play in the WNBL. We have one of the best leagues in the world. And so therefore, just more eyes are on our game here in Australia. And I think just the WNBL in general is growing. I think this is so great that we have this new ownership group to, just get more exposure on our league. But I also think now agents are really pushing for their players to go over to the States and play, as now it is actually a reality, I think, more so that you can be playing over there. And as well as the WNBL, hopefully, getting more teams with this new ownership along. The WNBA are in the exact same boat. So I just think it is so great that the next generation and the future of Aussie basketball is just going to get that global exposure. And I guess they know that they're going to be seen across the globe and they can really aspire to be a WNBA player. And really, if you work hard and you put the time in, honestly, the world is your oyster. And one more thing, I was just thinking about, I guess, my journey going through the WNBL. And I remember in 2019 when I was playing with the Dandenong Rangers in the WNBL and I was runner-up MVP. I had a sort of my breakout season. Shout out Kelsey Griffin because she won it that season and she just won a championship with the Spirit. But I remember having a conversation with my import in the locker room and she was like, oh, hey, I have a couple of agents from overseas. They're interested, wanting to get you out to potentially get a training camp. in the W. And that was definitely one of my dreams and one of my goals. And I remember Cappy Pondexter, when I was with the Melbourne Boomers, was playing with the Dandenong Rangers. And I definitely like had some really good games against her, like defending her as well. And I just think the opportunity then, whether it was, agents not pushing for us as much, or just again, I just don't think there was many eyes on our league. And I had tried, and I guess this is, when you were just playing so well, I guess, let's say really in your prime and killing it, it was sort of like, who do you talk to try get over there and I guess, get a crack at a dream. And different as well, you weren't drafted, I didn't go to college, and it was just really food for thought. And I was like, I wonder if that happened today, how different, the situation could be. And this is why I'm just so excited for our young Aussie generation and, what their potential can be, because it's definitely going to be bright, and you know, it's, I guess it's just within reach now. And that's something that's really exciting for the growth of the women's game here. Guys, that wraps it up for today. Love speaking all things women hoops happening in the WNBL, the WNBA, our trailblazers that are going on right now, as well as our young blood that we have coming through. It's just the beginning. So tune in, guys, and I'll see you next week.